What is going on, mother truckers? So today we are live at the show with Truckmiser LLC. Uh, my partner Robert's out here for y'all. We're going to show you guys and give you some tips and tricks on, maybe possibly how to buy a semi truck or trailer at an auction. You know,
During the Corona time,
the replay, then you will definitely learn some things. So make sure to watch the whole video through. And Robert, so let people know kind of what auction you're at and things like that. And what I've learned is a lot of people are going to be watching this on the replay. So it's one of those things where I used to do a lot of lives and interact with the people and do a lot of that. And then when they're watching on the replay, they think it's dreadful. Because we're not talking directly to them, right?
Sure.
So I'll ask some questions here, and then maybe you could shine some light. So first question I have for you is what kind of auction is this? Where's this located, and can anyone go to it? Right?
It's a public auction, Taylor and Martin. Anybody can go to it. You just register and you're off to the way. They'll give you a number. And you got your little bidder card. Ordinarily, we have an auctioneer out here that 20 of us will stand around and fight for the truck they want. But yeah, that's the process. Now through this new thing, Corona, we got the trucks are all still out here, of course, they're lined out. But the bidding is done online. There's nobody here, which of course we're an hour early, and usually though there's a little bit of a following. Nobody here, one or two people.
No, I mean, would you say if someone wants to jump at an auction though, does the early bird worm something rises out of the hole? I mean, do you get a better deal if you're there early, or does that not really matter?
No, I mean there's no better deal until they finish it going once, twice, third sold, right?
No, but I heard that.
And the only thing is coming out here a little early is just getting a gist on a couple trucks that we didn't have time to do an eval.
No, I hear you. And then for the people that want to go to a Taylor and Martin show, you could probably go on taylormartin.com. But what are the prerequisites? So if I'm going in and I got 5,000, maybe 10,000 to my name, is that something that when you're trying to get a log on at Trucking Taylor and Martin, that you could just jump here and get it, or how does that work?
Yeah, they'll take a deposit. You do I don't know what the deposit. I think it's $5,000. Put a $5,000 deposit down, and you're off to be able to make your bids. And of course, you just got to make sure you make your payment pretty quick, right? I'm having a hard time keeping this camera right.
No, that's all right. And then you were talking about making your payment quick. So, because I'm thinking to myself, I've never been to an auction myself. If I go ahead and I buy a truck and they go, all right, sold, you want it? How long do I actually have to actually make that payment?
Well, normally they want it right away. I mean, I think a couple of days, 2 or 3 days, but I think after that, man, I mean, any type of prolong, they'll cap your deposit.
Oh, really?
Well, I've never had my deposit capped, but
well, and you know what was interesting too, because I didn't think that. I thought you had to pay cash there.
No, you can pay right here. Absolutely.
Can you get a loan, or there's no loans involved? Does Taylor and Martin, do they have like a loan process, or no?
Yeah, they had some. I mean, there would be some finance guys out here in the front. And I mean, I don't see any of that today. But yeah, they normally do. somebody, has they'll pre-qualify you for X amount of money, and then you're able to go. But Ritchie Brothers has it, and Taylor Martin has it. I mean, most of the bigger auctions, they all have some type of way to get you funded.
Man, that's cool. See, I didn't know that at all, Robert. I didn't know that I could actually go there with not that much money and actually get finance.
Yeah,
So,
well, I don't know if you're able to do it today. I mean, hey, the game is all changed up, right?
right, with the Corona and all that stuff going on, right?
Yeah.
So
Wow.
no. So yeah, and I'm just asking the questions that I think that people that might be watching this video on the replay
Sure.
might have, right? Is there anything else that you think someone new that's jumping into an auction should know besides they're gonna want to deposit and possibly get their money within a few days?
I mean, there's 1,000 things to know. This auctions are always set up to get you to raise your hand, right? So
Right.
you got to remember, I mean, these guys have been at it for a very long time. There's a lot of different wordings. There's a lot of representations that, I mean, hey, they do represent well. It's not that, but whenever it gets down to it, and there's 30 seconds on that unit, and you just love the color, you'll be inclined to buy. You'll lift your hand up, and you'll think you have. Let's take this one for instance. This is always awesome. I like. Okay, so 6 figures is usually the way we represent a VIN number, the last 6 of the VIN number, correct? I'm going to put this up here. If you look right there, you'll see lot 17, 2016 P, and down below is 337,330. Now, it is extremely easy to consider that 337,330 would be mileage.
Oh, really? See, I didn't know that.
Now, well, it's not. It's not mileage. It's VIN. It's the last 6 of the VIN.
Oh, okay.
And it has a little fine print on the top left that says VIN, and that's for you to figure out. But I mean, if you're standing back away and there's 30 seconds and there's a lot of adrenaline going through your veins, you're going to think that 337,330 is going to be mileage, or whatever your brain's telling you in order for you to consider to buy this truck. So the mileage is not on the description reports. On the pamphlet that they give you, there's not a mileage. There's an actual separate sheet for mileage. So you get to match up the lot numbers and then figure out what the actual mileage to this Peterbilt without, going in. But do you see how easy it is to confuse? And
I would be so mad, Robert, if I get on a truck that had like 300,000 miles. But so for all the people that are watching that, the top is the lot number of where the truck is sitting, and that bottom numbers is actually the VIN, right?
Yeah. So yeah, you got your lot number on top in 17, easy enough, and then your P, and then VIN on the bottom, which is 6 digits, which ordinarily our trucks are ranging in the 6-digit territory for mileage, correct?
Right.
Okay, so, but the description there, 337,330, it could be mistaken for mileage easily.
So there we go. So
I mean, that's just one aspect. I mean, there's 1,000 other different little ways that who knows what mastermind created it in order to get you.
So I'm going to put my screen up right here, and I'm going to let people know. Power tip number 1 is the top is the lot number, and the bottom 6 numbers is the VIN number and not the mileage. So if you think it's the actual mileage when you're bidding, you're going to get screwed. Great brother.
Because I mean, when you're ultimately looking at equipment, usually it's year, make, model, and then mileage. I mean, they'll, sometimes you have motor and trans and then mileage, but mileage is usually up there on the top of the chart right after your year, make, and model, right?
No,
not a VIN number. I mean, a VIN number usually first and foremost should be right next to lot number, so there wouldn't be no confusion, except the fact that I like to
So I
create.
got a question for you real quick that I would like to ask.
Oh,
Yeah. I saw while you're recording, I saw the tires in the back of one of those trucks. It looked like they had super singles on them.
yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that and what the difference is, and if that's a better buy for yourself or possibly not? What are your thoughts? Because some people are going to go in and they're going to see that, and they might see that for the first time. Can we maybe get a recording of what those tires look like and what your thoughts are on that?
Sure. Let's go back to it. Okay. My thoughts of super singles is
I see your finger on the video cam. I can't see you.
Let me pull up out there. There, how about that? Now we're good.
Beautiful.
So my thoughts, these super singles, I mean, they're extremely good tire. They've got huge ply ratings, and I mean, overall, I think that they're a great tire. However, 95% of owner operators will not buy this tire from me. They will turn away from this truck because I don't have, even those tires would be better. So,
really?
You know, and I mean, and the whole understanding to it is this tire goes down, I can't keep on going to the truck stop to get a repair, or, you know, I'm down. And as soon as that tire goes flat, then they're stuck. So on the side of the highway, somebody's got to repair this gig. And then who has the tools to take that wide base tire off of that rim and swap it out, you know? And that requires sometimes a tire shop that's several hundred miles away rather than, 25 miles away.
I didn't know that. I thought that they could all do that tire. That's not completely true. So if I'm somewhere in the middle of nowhere, there's a great chance that they might not be able to take that tire off, correct? Or they might not even have a tire for it. That would make sense.
Unless there's some new tool or whatever. But I mean, most of the tire boys that I know, I mean, that goes out and goes take care of, they say they will not take that off.
Really?
But I mean, hey, I'm not a trucker. I don't go up and down the road, but the owner operators that told me every time this tire goes down, they have problems. And that's the number one reason why they don't like this tire set.
So would you say though, those trucks at times can go for less, or no? Or would you recommend someone that's looking for a semi truck to buy for, their personal truck, or what have you, to maybe stay away from those?
I don't think that. I think they're a good tire. Truthfully, I think that's and the real secret to it is you could probably call almost any used truck dealership and maybe 10 phone calls, and somebody's going to have a similar set of matching rubber just like this and put you on probably rims, tire, and everything for under $1,500,
Really?
And yeah, I mean, I've probably got 8 or 10 of them at my shop, and would be willing to sell the rims and tires and everything, man, because I can't hardly get them sold. But
hey, that's one thing that I'll let people know is, Robert actually has about 100 tires that if you guys need some tires, we'll do that in a different video. Fire sale.
Yeah, I'll give them away. Let's see. But yeah, that's some good info on super single.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, and if you guys are just jumping in now, we're here with Robert from Truckmiser, my partner. We're out here at Fort Worth, Texas, at the Taylor and Martin auction, and we're looking at trucks. And usually the bidding, there would be someone there, but right now it's online auction. So what do they just start at different times as far as when the bidding for each truck goes?
Yeah, so it'll go by the lot numbers. Like this is lot number 24. I'm looking at 16W9, and 9 o'clock lot number 1, which I think is another beautiful. It's a beautiful W900, but 9 o'clock, and it'll be online. And so this is quite different to be able to experience,
Now, from looking from the outside, is there anything in particular that someone should look at, Robert, as far as when looking at maybe some red flags, or it's really hard to tell from the exterior unless it really has some damages?
I mean, yeah, it's my major thing is well over cosmetic is what's behind that ECM. What's the ECM telling you? And then after that, you can make a more informed decision whether or not you want to keep on looking at the truck. Then, of course, I mean, going to nice rubber like this, comparing a so-so like that, it's a couple grand, right?
Right. So always have to kind of keep that in mind. And then for people that don't know, can you explain what the ECM is so that, you know, the new drivers that might want to jump in, they might not be mechanically inclined?
Sure. ECM, electronic control module. That is our newer trucks are having more and more computers, obviously more sensors, more computers, but the main one to the motor, which will connect up to our little laptops today. You get an adapter and plug up, and you're able to kind of read a little bit more defined understanding as to what that truck's history has been. Certain sensors that have showed some shorts, even inactive codes, I consider if they have you know, a lot of counts against them. But it definitely helps us to be able to make a more informed decision as to what the history of that truck has done, and whether or not we want to purchase it because of it.
Now, for the I'm just thinking of questions that, you know, people would be asking too, Robert. If someone's going there to look at a semi truck and they don't have some sort of diagnostic machine like a J Pro, would you highly not recommend going to an auction and buying a truck? Because I know that sometimes people might come with a mechanic or something like that, but what are your thoughts about that?
My thoughts is bring a mechanic, and his job is to talk you out of buying the truck, not into it.
Really?
But,
I mean, can you explain that a little bit?
well, if you hire a mechanic to show you a truck and he tells you it's a good truck and it breaks down, is he got a job anymore?
No, you're right. You're right. So, you know, so if you're going to go there, there's a good chance that he's just going to scare the heck out of you from it, right?
Well, I mean, and every truck is scary, every one of them, right?
Well, I would imagine most people going into auction, they're going to want to look at these Peterbilts and all this and that. You know, I mean, if I was going in and I was just owner operator, you know, I would want a Peterbilt or a KW. Would you recommend something like that, or would you recommend like more of a Freightliner or International if you're, you know, buying your first semi truck?
You know, it really is depending. The fuel mileages that you're getting out of your newer models are, you know, from what I understand, it's just night and day. I mean, our 379s, I'm used to 5 miles a gallon in the pre-emissions, and the newer emissions trucks, I find are doing better fuel economy wise. I mean, they're just more. There's more predictability in what the truck is doing. And now an owner op that's had his 379 for a while, he knows it back, forward, sideways, and can tell you without having any computer what it is she's doing, you know. And but when it comes to buying these old school 379s, a lot of times they're the owner operators have disabled, let's just take, for instance, disabled the engine shutdown light. And let's say your water hose blows and you're going down the highway. I mean, obviously, your water hose blows, and anything past 220 is quite scary. You hit 230, you're popping a head gasket, and then next thing you know, you're in the shop, right?
Oh, so, yeah, no, that does sound scary. And that sounds like something an owner op would do. And,
yep.
You know, if you hook up, because a J Pro, that's not cheap. For people that don't know, J Pros are probably about $5 to like $8 grand, depending on what you do with it, right?
Correct. Well, in the programs that you get in there are also yearly subscriptions. Then you got to get to learn how to use the daggum thing. I mean, it's hey, they're a great tool to get to know what you got, but even that doesn't get 100%. You know, you like those fenders?
Oh, show us that one right there. That one looks kind of interesting.
Look at those
Cool
pipes
right there. I want to see that.
Those pipes are sick. I don't know, not my style, but
Hey, I'll take that one.
see,
I see something like that.
me, I'm more about a work truck. I like that. This old school, this little Mac here, man, is just perfect. This would make a man a great truck. And then you go looking at this big, huge Peterbilt with
see, even Hustle Bone says there it is. He wants it too.
what, the Mac?
Desert Eagle says smooth. See, I don't know. Maybe I'm just the younger generation. I just like these low rider looking trucks that can't go nowhere.
Those 12-inch stacks are gnarly looking, man. Wow.
Right. We have a great question here from GNC family asking what kind of savings would you get by buying from an auction instead of a sales lot? I know it's variable, but in general.
Well, in general, I mean, a lot of dealers are buying straight from here as well, right? The savings that you're getting, obviously, from Taylor & Martin auctions is the upfront cost. The upfront cost you are saving. The possibility of expense going down the highway is what you need to consider. And normally, dealers will buy these trucks and they'll check them out a little more degree, right? And bring them back to their shop. They'll find out there's a check engine light or something else that they weren't aware of, and they'll have their mechanics or whatnot repair it before they're actually selling it to you. They got to get the check engine light out, right?
Right.
But and of course that's gonna be a markup of anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000.
Right.
But so obviously you're gonna save money going to Taylor & Martin and bidding on most any of these trucks. You're gonna be able to get your front savings.
So it sounds like, of course, you'll save money going to the auction. But tell me from your experience, how many trucks have you bought from the auction before yourself, Robert? Honestly.
Well, I've bought quite a few trucks from auctions, and it's a crapshoot. I mean, but in anything is a crapshoot. So I mean, when you're sitting there looking at these trucks, you just kind of go with a gut feeling is what's the truck's condition? How well was it cared for by that previous driver? And that gives us a little bit better determination whether or not to go forward. Because
I'm thinking that and that's the thing that I want you subscribers to know too, Mother Truckers, is when you're looking at this, me and Robert have talked a lot, and when he says crapshoot, you could literally spend $20,000-$30,000 buying a truck, and there's a possibility it could be a lemon.
Sure.
And you have to dump in 5, 10, 15 grand just to get it right, and then next thing you know, you kind of regret it. To be honest, I bought a Audi at an auction, and the third day the engine blew up.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I bought an old school. It wasn't an old school Audi. I thought I was a cool kid right out of high school, and I was going to college, and I bought an Audi for like 17 grand cash. It was supposedly worth like 27,000. I felt great about it, and after like the third day, I guess it was like I blew the motor, so I wasn't very happy about that. So it can happen. I mean, you could buy a truck, and on the way coming home, it could have a check engine. But you can take the risk, right?
Absolutely. Buyer beware.
I know.
Yeah. So I guess in the end, whenever you're buying a something that we don't know much about, I mean, obviously you want to try to find someone you trust. And so I think if you're really serious about getting a truck, find someone you trust, and before just throwing your money at something, and because it is quite a crapshoot.
No, I hear you. I hear you. So just buyer beware, guys. Robert, he's a really honest guy. He's telling you most dealers, like himself, they go to auctions. But with that said, they're buying the trucks, and they know that they probably have to go home and possibly, fix them. You have a mechanic looking at it, and so without those resources, just be careful. Now, are there any trucks that are there any motors per se that you usually don't look at, or versus any other, or does that not really matter? It just more matters on the maintenance of the truck.
No, I could firmly stand to tell you guys is the certain years have certain emissions that have we're not even close to perfected, so therefore the problematic situations that come from them are just continuous. You'll replace something and then you have to replace that same part within 50,000 miles, and it's just you don't understand why, and they didn't do the updates for that certain year or what have you. There's a lot of different reasons for why you would buy 1 year group of motors or a certain serial number of motors versus another. I don't educate myself on each one of them. I focus mostly just to stay away from that max force motor. I've got one on my yard. It's a great running truck. It has no codes, but in the end, I'm scared to death of it. I don't know. I've seen transportation companies have, they've shown me their record bills from after having,
Really?
a 50 truck fleet, and they'll show me these record bills that are just unbelievable. There was a class action lawsuit with max force motors. And so,
So wait up real quick, and I want to make this known for people. You you have a max force you have a max force motor truck yourself on your lot, correct?
I actually have one international max force, yes.
And you're telling people publicly right now that if you can, you would maybe not look at that engine. So, I'm just letting you mother truckers know, that's the reason why I partner with Robert, and we do things like this because, there everyone wants to make a living and everyone wants to make money. But let's be honest, how many people do you know that are dealers that will actually tell you, hey, don't buy a max force motor, but but I do have one for sale. So,
Yeah. Well, in the end, hey, look, if you know what you're doing with that motor, I mean, truly, those trucks they go overseas and they're deleted. And when they're deleted, that max force was actually a good truck. But the bottom line to it is and all these motors in the later models have been really made well. The problem is we've given them emphysema, and we've taken these filters, this particular filters, and we're putting soot through them, and then we're sticking incinerators in there to bring them up to 1,000+ degrees. And I mean, it's all a whole system of just problematic breakdowns, potential breakdowns. And so
so as a dealer, you're not telling people to delete a truck, of course, but
never tell you.
But if you know what you need the truck for,
but the rest of them.
So if you know what you need the truck for, it could be a better truck for you if you need to do what you need to do, bunny ears. Creeper Killer says, how does Taylor Martin get their trucks, Robert?
Well, primarily these are trucks from transportation companies, and there are obviously dealers that will I'll buy a group of trucks and place them here at Taylor Martin. we'll take like a fleet of 50 units and stick 20 of them in this auction here in Fort Worth, and we'll stick 10 of them over in Las Vegas or something like that. The majority of these things do come straight from the transportation outfits or owner operators themselves that had enough. But you got to really look and say, okay, but the Walmart trucks were coming here all the time. I don't see very many. There's like 2 or 3 here on this yard right now, but man, they had a meticulous mechanics record, and those trucks brought rain. I mean, there was hardly any time I could ever own one of those trucks because the margins were just so far out. I mean, people really are willing to spend that much more money because they trust the transportation company it came from.
Oh no, see, so that's another tip, y'all. So if you guys are watching this or watching this on the repost, you can actually kind of tell where the trucks are from. They don't have their signage or logos on them, right?
Some do.
Oh, some do. So
primarily, most are taken off. Most of them are clean and de-identified. But yeah, some of them will have the trucking company's logo on it.
And if you see one with the trucking company logo on it, and as a truck driver, it's pretty easy to notice. If you're driving down the road, for example, myself, when I see a TMC truck, I mean, this isn't sponsored by TMC or anything like that, but when I see a TMC truck, they look clean. And so if I see a TMC truck at an auction, I'm going to think that they take care of that more, and that might be some of value. So make sure if you go to the auction and you see one with the logo on it, and you check out and you see that they have a shop at their location, they have all these things, hey, that might be one that's more taken care of, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, overall, you can look at a color or a certain pattern on the truck, and you determine that it's, this transportation company or that. But yeah, it's a really good tool to know which company it came from, because, hey man, I mean, certain companies, I can sit there and give you a laundry list of history reports that we've just issues, of their turn-in. And then other companies, man, they're just amazing that, everything, how well they just took care of the rig. And that's really that's a huge factor when it comes to buying.
No, I hear you. Now today, are we going to get to see you maybe hook up the J Pro to a couple of these trucks, or what are we going to be looking at today?
Well, there's just this one over here I just really like. It's a Volvo 780. I mean, most of our customers, they're just, every time I got one, man, we got 10 phone calls a day on the truck. So I don't get a lot of 780s, and I probably should be more aggressive. But there is one here this morning, and let's go hook up to it and see.
Oh, there she goes.
That right there is a fuel prime issue. Those Detroits have a little fun. Guys coming in, giving us a jump. We got a guy looking.
Oh, we got a guy looking at the truck?
You see this big old battery box? Look at this thing. So,
I'm gonna go around. We're gonna show you the battery box that they use here.
So this is like probably showing 18 and then 30 volts, which I don't know why you put so many volts, but lithium can go at 12 volts and go to a huge amount of amps.
So Robert, quick question. There's keys in all these trucks, correct? Or for most of these trucks?
Just a second, we gotta get where you can hear.
Yeah, a lithium battery, 12 volts.
I have a question.
crank up that truck 10 times over before it has to go back for a recharge. Can you hear me okay?
No, it's a little bit muffled.
Well, we got somebody else looking at my truck right now. So.
No, it's a little muffled.
How's that? Better?
Yeah, I don't know what you did, but that was better.
Well, we had to walk away. They got the truck cranked up. And so
okay, so for people that don't know right now, someone's looking at Robert's truck that he wants to possibly look at and bid on. So we'll keep it quiet on that. Now, a question for you is, do all the trucks have keys in them?
All the trucks have, most every one of these trucks have a key, yes, to the ignition, and they got a little cable so to make sure you don't steal the key, so someone else can look at the truck.
So what happens if the truck doesn't start? Is that a service that you have to pay for to jump it?
No, they'll have that security guy. I mean, he'll come out and he's got this jump pack. They'll get that thing off and going.
No, I hear you. So, you know, for everyone watching right now, we're just waiting for a guy to finish looking at this truck that he probably isn't going to buy so that Robert could take a look at it. So, you know, we could purchase a truck for y'all and have, you know, something good to, you know, offer to others. Now, from this, it's looking like how many trucks, Robert, usually would you bid on every time you go to an auction? Or are there times where you won't even jump on and bid at the trucks?
You know, it's really dependent on how fat my bank account is for the day. And then, of course,
he has a sickness.
I mean, is it too much of a personal question to ask this? How many trucks have you bid on? How many trucks have you won in one auction? Is that a question that's too private to ask?
Yeah, I think my top is usually 10 trucks.
10 trucks?
Yeah, that's usually about. Good morning.
Oh, they're still in it.
Marie, run and hide, run and hide, run and hide.
There, you have to be. There's etiquette. See, you know, you have to have some etiquette, truck driver etiquette.
Is this like a word in truck? All right. So, gotta love all our cables. This here is our adapter with a 45-foot USB port. They do this so that it's a nightmare for me.
No, I hear you.
Hi. Okay.
Hey, Robert, someone asked a question. I don't know if we know the numbers on this or not. Ziggy from Family Hustle says, I just joined. How much can you buy a Freightliner for with 500 to 700,000 miles? Now, I know it's an auction, but if you're looking at a high mileage Freightliner, what have you seen them go for?
Well, I mean, really, year, make, model, Freightliner. Got several models. Got what's your application? What are you looking to do with it? There's a bunch of factors there with that. Telling me what was it? How was it again? Freightliner
with 500 to 700,000 miles. You know, let's just say a truck that's like a 2014.
All right.
You know, 2014 Freightliner, DD15. 500 to 700,000 miles, you know, something that's about 5-6 years old, something like that, you know.
The numbers on a truck he's looking for somewhere 500 to 700,000 is going to be anywhere from a later teens number to a mid 20 number is about where he's going to end up. But 700,000, you can, I mean, obviously you can get them for 12 grand, right? But what condition. If you're asking me for ready to roll, running driving truck, you're going to be looking to spend somewhere in that early 20 margin at least. The obviously if you want to get a steal on your front end, you can find a 700,000 mile truck pretty easy for I would think the safe numbers are sitting at 12 grand. Anything below that, I'd be concerned about where is it coming from and was there an inspection report done.
So we're gonna say, I'm just gonna write it out. 12K to 20K is somewhere where we'd land, depending on DOT ready or how good it is, right?
Yeah, and I mean, of course, those numbers I'm saying is, we've got similar trucks at our website, and I'm asking much more than that, but those are probably the current market numbers that you would be able to have a basis on.
Well, here's the thing, just to remember, people, if you just need tires, that can cost you a few grand right there. And that's just tires, people. Let alone a check engine light or oil leaking somewhere.
So this 780, we're able to actually.
What year is the 780? Can we do a quick walk around, Don Marie?
Sure.
What year is this?
This is a 15.
This is a 2015 780. It's really a pretty truck.
Yeah, let's see the whole truck here. Yeah, let's get a good walk around, Don Marie, and kind of see where people are looking at. Yeah, it's a clean looking truck.
Yeah.
See, and it's relatively great condition body wise. I think there's just like a little nick up front in the fiberglass, but
Two tires. Oh, they backed it.
Robert says it needs 2 tires.
Let's look at the tires, Don Marie. Let's check it out. Let's show the people.
Oh yeah, this is sitting probably 3 or 4 30 seconds. I mean, it's still DOT. The wear pattern, or that little wear mark right here, the tread's over that. So DOT will be okay with you to go down the highway, but these are definitely going to have to be replaced. And I mean, it just makes sense to put on, because all the other tires are same pattern, see? And so if you get 2 used, say 40 or 50%, same pattern, that'd be great. It'd be great to get you at least 50, 60,000 miles.
What were you going to say about the
look
brake?
at the brake. They backed the brake off right here. And so there's something locking on this brake setup. I don't know what, but that's going to be a surprise for someone.
Can we take a look at the inside real quick?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Here, have that.
And you want to hop in there?
Yeah.
Can you dodge my left?
Watch your step now. Watch your step now.
Obstacles. Look, you can bring your whole family of 6 here. You got bunk beds.
No, this is a clean little truck here. Nice.
These 780's got a workstation in the middle.
And this is more, I would say, owner-operator spec. This is something that I would want to kind of sleep in and be more comfortable than my International. Is this an automatic or is this a manual?
It's a 12-speed automatic. They've taped the deal. I don't like where Bobo put this shifter, but I mean it's been working well for others. It is an easy shifter to swap out. Basically, it's just plug and play. There's a little connector and then a couple of bolts, and this whole thing pops off and you put a new one on. But it's I don't like where they put it. You would think they'd put it somewhere a little bit more sensible.
Now, a quick question for you, Robert. If a truck is an automatic versus a manual transmission, is that going to usually cost you more or less?
In the past, it used to be terrible. I mean, I couldn't hardly give away an automatic transmission. Today, we have a new breed out here, right? And I mean, and truthfully, I'm missing my cartilage in my left knee because of old school clutches. And so I think automatic transmissions are great for knees. They're also another thing of automatics or plus is, your focus can be to the road, to the traffic. I mean, when you get in traffic jams and da da da. I mean, this transmission works great. In the past, we used to have an issue with it torquing up, and you hit the gas, and 2 seconds later, the truck's jumping 3 feet. And it was hard to judge whenever, especially in your tight turning.
And that's what I was gonna say too. For people watching, hey, for you mother truckers watching right now, I would also like to say that if you are thinking about starting a fleet, there are a lot of these new truck drivers that don't know how to drive manual transmission. So, it's just going to be one of those things where getting automatic, for sure, you could fill that seat with the driver, right? So there's things to think about that as well.
These new automatic transmissions are dialed in pretty good, though. I mean, hill stop assist just the smoothness of it shifting gears. And I mean, right. we used to tease each other whenever we're grinding gears at don't worry, it's made out of rubber.
Shoot.
But the truth of the matter is, every time you're grinding those things, man, I mean, you're wearing them. So the automatic transmissions are taking away a lot of that. And it seems to me like there's a whole lot less mechanical problems from the automatic transmissions today. I say today, I would think 2014 and beyond is really good technology. Right? Anything before that, so. I like this truck. It's got a couple of little issues. The battery is dying all the time, so I've got to put batteries in there. I've got a brake fault.
What's the price for batteries? I mean, let's start kind of talking prices a little bit. I mean, so people get an idea.
Well, let's put it against this. 2015, 696,000 mile truck. The motor, obviously, it's the motor looks beautiful. I looked it over just a little bit ago. Motor looks good. Truck sounds great. The interior's in really nice condition. 2015. My bet this truck goes for 15 grand.
Wait
but so, I mean, and maybe I'm being too optimistic there. It might go for 20,000. I don't know. But if a man could get it at 15, I think he's doing well.
So give me the specs again. It was a 2015 780 or VL 780 automatic with 600 plus thousand miles.
696, just right under 7. So it's a real good sell point.
So right under 7.
Yeah. Hey, you know what I've found is so we'll go inspect these ahead of time, and then you'll have somebody that comes in last minute, like a lot of these guys coming out here. And so when it comes time to bid, man, they're bidding left and right. But we know something about the truck. So when they start hitting those high numbers, and we know that they're gonna find out the hard way. So
so I don't know how many of you know this, but this Mac is really Volvo. I love Mac, but everything on the Mac now is really a Volvo. The transmissions are still just like the iShift. Volvo's automatic transmission extremely popular, considered iShift, right? Mac is called an MP8, which is still a 12. Sorry, the motor's MP8. The transmission is an M-drive transmission, 12-speed, which is considered is the same exact thing as the iShift, as far as I'm aware of. The motor is an MP8, and Volvo's motor is a VEV 13. Same motors. There's no difference. I understand there's probably something of valve clearances that were set just to make it kind of more of a cam loping feel to the Mac, but overall, exact same structure. Everything is exactly the same except for the cosmetic ordeal and suspensions. A lot of times Mac suspensions are more solid, but in Mac you can get a silver dog or you can get a gold dog, and silver dog is going to be a standard Mac, you know, and the gold dog is going to be all Mac. And when we say this, we're talking motor, trans, and rears, and that those are the major components. And Mac, of course, will offer their own stuff. Still, though, I think is all owned by Volvo today. But man, their Camelback suspension was really cool. I tell you what, it was awesome to see whenever you could raise that rear end about 4 feet in the air, and one side of one axle would still be touching the ground. No other rear end did I ever see like quite like that. But look at this interior. This one's actually pretty cool too.
Hey, we've got 8 minutes before bidding starts, but I don't know. We're not bidding on those first trucks, so whatever you guys want to do. Yeah.
I mean, been a pretty good session. But nobody else does. Oh, I'm buying these sleepers now. I mean, every once in a while we'll buy them, and I mean we'll sell them. They're slow movers, so I tend to turn my head away from them because I'll get impulsive and I just want to buy them. I love them back. Well, any other thoughts or questions out?
Well, just whatever you want to do. People are, you know, we got 36, 40 people on just kind of watching you talking, and just whatever you want to do. You know, drivers are just kind of interested in, they're asking questions. Well, so right here, someone says, so will resell trucks? Where can I get in touch with him? So basically, I get asked Miguel. It sounds like he wants to get into the flip game himself, maybe, and you know, he might want to get in touch. You know, if you want to get in touch, here's my phone number, and then you guys can reach out to me. And then, you know, if there's something that you might need, Robert, you don't mind helping people out by, you know, you work with a lot of people actually, right?
I always love to work with people, man. That's the name of the game, right? Hey, you know what? Let's do this. Let's go back into and we'll go on our computer and start bidding. What do you think?
Yeah.
We can actually hotspot right into my laptop.
I have my laptop with me too, but the first ones are going to be those newer models.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's according to what the viewers want to do, because we're not really going to bid on.
We're not going to bid the W10.
Well, you know, we're just walking around and playing around. It's mostly giving people an opportunity. And here's the thing. There's going to be a lot of people on there or on here that are going to watch this now or on the replay that won't have the money to buy a truck. And what Robert and I want to get to is, what we're really doing at this point is we're buying trucks to resell. And not like, I mean, let's be honest. Everybody in business wants to make as much money as they can in profit. I mean, I'm never going to even lie to the camera on that. But when it comes to the Asia My Show and mother truckers out there, truck drivers in general don't have a resource where we can go buy a truck and get it for a better deal. I'll say this much about Robert. Robert's crazy. He'll go and buy a truck for $25,000 and then sell it to you and fix everything at $30,000. You know, a little bit about Robert for y'all is, you know, tell him, Robert, you've been a truck driver. You're not a truck driver now, but you've been one.
Yeah.
You still hold a CD.
I started in the Air Force, and I was brought to Desert Storm, and they threw me in a truck, and we were moving products from the port to all over the place in Saudi Arabia, man. And at 19 years old, man, that was a wild game, you know. And I don't know if anybody's been to Saudi Arabia or whatnot, but the driving is just insane. I mean,
Yeah. I'm not driving over bombs, Robert. So you're more truck driver than I've ever been when it comes to that.
wow. So anyway, I had a ball, man, for 7 months. You know, I mean, I'm driving like kamikaze, and we're just, I don't know how many trucks we wrecked, but it was hair raising. And we get done with that, and I come back stateside, and I started taking care of transportation throughout the Air Force in Vegas, and we got out of there, and I decided I was going to go make my living on the road. And I didn't really like hauling dry-van too much. It was a whole lot of driving and not much else, and so I wanted something more involved. Started seeing these guys going down the road with trucks stacked on back of one another, and man, that sure just I just love the thought of that, wiggling down the highway, trying to keep it between what my style is. So I trying to get a job with the union was impossible. I couldn't get on there because we were so young. I think I was 22 at the time, and but the used trucks were an easy fit for me. They were eager to hire me on and give me a huge pay to stack these trucks, bring them from one location to the next, unstack, and then I would gather all my tools in 5 boxes and hit the next plane and to the next group of trucks. And it was interesting, and I learned a whole lot through that. And it was about 4 or 5 years I think we did that for, and then kind of graduated into the buying and selling. Somebody talked me into. I truly miss driving the truck. I really do. I love to drive the truck, but it's hard to get us out of what game we're in. So buying and selling is what we do today, and I'm grateful for to be able to do it.
And no, I appreciate you that. And here's the thing, you're a humble guy, Robert, but people, I don't think they really know like the extent that you've done this. I mean, I don't know if you can answer this or not because you've been doing this for 25, 30 years, but how many trucks have you purchased in your career, you think?
Oh my. I had that number written somewhere.
You know what?
Give us an average of how many trucks you've purchased, you think?
No, I couldn't tell you. There's no way.
I could probably tell you a little better, but even I've lost track. So what we do?
I'm gonna guess. Hey, mother truckers, before they answer, how many trucks do you think he's bought in his 25 years? I'm gonna put 80. That's my guess. I want to see what. How
That's
many
one deal, Alex. That's one deal.
80? we've had a one deal being 220 units.
Wait a minute. So wait a. You purchased in one deal 220 trucks in one deal?
Units, trailers. Last year we did a mixture of trucks and trailers, and I think it came up to just a little bit over 100. This year we've been hunkered down and haven't done squat. I mean,
all right, we got some guesses. We got JNC says 324 trucks in your career. Cajun Trucker says 800 trucks in your career. Hustle Bone says 500 trucks in your career. Let's see. Creeper Killer says 2,500 trucks in your career. Now they're getting a little bit more. 1,324 trucks you've purchased in your career.
324.
Okay, you know what I'm gonna do for you, Alex, is I'm gonna go back and I'll get a better guesstimation, but because there are so many trucks, I categorize them in deal numbers. So whenever we buy a package, that package is assigned a deal number.
Okay.
So a deal can be one truck or it could be 100 trucks.
Okay.
Last year alone, there were over 500 deals.
500 deals.
500 deals.
Okay, so I want to change my guess. So my guess is You guys have purchased 7,000. I'm gonna put 7,000 trucks. That's it.
Be interesting.
Yeah, I can go back and calculate it. It'll take a little while.
I don't know. I mean,
Well, if I said 7,000 trucks that you guys purchased, do I sound crazy, or could that be close?
That could be close.
I don't know. The way I look at it is you never count your money when you're sitting at the table. It'll be time to count when you're eating. So,
You know, I'm joking around so that everybody knows. But, you know, I joke around because I just want everybody on here that is watching just to know how humble Robert and Don Marie are. Robert has started out as a truck driver, and, you know, he's one of us, and that's why I partner with him. And he's teaching me a lot. You know, he's a mentor to me, guys. But all I have to say is, you know, when I'm learning all these things, I didn't even know that there were humble people that were truck drivers that started out with the military, had nothing, and has sold hundreds of trucks in a year, right? And so I'm just letting you know that when we do these lives, it's not a man that's giving you advice from buying one truck or two trucks. It's advice from someone that's purchased 5,000 to 7,000 trucks or more in his career. So I just wanted people to know the in-depth of, you know, who they're talking to, because you're a humble guy, Robert, and, you know, and you're never going to tell people, you know, the extent that you do this business. So, you know, I appreciate you for being on the show, brother.
Yeah, man, thank you, Alan. I tell you, I'm always proud to tell people I'm in truck sales. I don't know whether others outside our industry understand to the degree, and they probably associate us as far as similar to used car sales or whatnot, you know. But in trucks, they're just so much more complex, and you know, at the same time though, we are our own breed. We're definitely different from the others. We all have a bit of gypsy in us, you know. We all have a certain drive that just is different, and I fit right in, man. I tell you, most of trucking down the road, the solidarity that you enjoy when you want to have it, and then get on the TV and talk a little smack to each other. And, you know, I don't know. All bits of trucking really fell in place with me. And
see, that's a beautiful thing. You know what? You're gonna hate this, but my man here is asking. I want that blue Pete that's behind Robert.
Oh,
can we look at that blue Pete?
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't. I didn't go sit there and pop the hood, but
we can look at it.
Can we take a look? We get some people.
I mean, what is special about this thing besides the?
What do you like about the blue Pete?
I mean, let's do a walk around.
These exhaust stacks are just.
Oh, I like the exhaust stacks. I think they're cool. They're
Let's look at the front of this. That's what I want.
It's a beautiful truck. That's
what I want. Oh my! You don't like that, Robert?
I don't know. It's not my gig, man. My gig is I just those stacks. I just think they're just like way overkill. Huh? But,
nah.
I don't know.
Hey, you could pick up a guy, a girl, or a squirrel in that thing. I tell you.
Hey,
let's look at
it.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Let's take a look at this motor. What are we looking at? What's this? A twin turbo cat? What are we looking at?
Yep, this is Acer, and so most likely this is between a 05 to 07 model. You know, a lot of guys shy away from the Acer, but I've had mechanics tell me one thing, and I've had drivers tell me another. But most of the time, single turbo is what people love, and the reason I think most of all is, I mean, if you look at the other side on that motor, you had pipes going every freaking where, and then two turbos at the main tank. But it's simple, actually. I mean,
well, I have a question for you. Someone's asking. David Miller says, "What would that go for?" I know you're not interested in that truck.
yeah, I'd like to take a step back. Let's look at it a little tighter. So this is a 2007. Looking at the VIN number. Now, VIN numbers, if you go from the back into the VIN, I know 8 digits. That's the way I always do it. I'll associate 8 digits in, and then there's a specific digit there that will represent the year of the vehicle. So this one is a 7. In 2001, I think, or 2000 to 2009, I think is what it is. It's like 1 to 9. And then once you get to 10 to 20, it's all alphabet code. And of course, you got to kind of go back because they won't use the I in the alphabet, and so they won't use this letter or that letter for specific reasons. So you really kind of got to go online and just look at VIN D code. You know? But usually you can associate the actual year for what the truck is, rather than, a lot of people will look at the manufacture date, and this one's showing 3/2006, and they'll assume it's a 2006, but the actual title will show 2007. Anyway, all right, so let's get on with this one. This is a beautiful truck.
Oh yeah, look at that.
971,000. I mean, anything under 1 million miles is really decent. I've seen 2.5, 3 million miles in these.
Trying to make sure it has steps.
What's my guess on this one? My guess is 45.
Oh, the auction started.
Okay. All right.
They're running this out.
Oh, they're gonna bid on that one, huh?
No, we're getting kicked out because the auction's now rolling. We got to go on out.
And under normal conditions, with Taylor and Martin, the auction is just like this. You're outside and you walk, and you get to look at the truck, and the auctioneers roll. Oh, and the auctioneers will let me turn this around. Go to each truck like on a platform, and they'll start bidding it. And you just go 1 to 1. Now, other auctions we go to, you're actually sitting inside a closed area, and they'll run the trucks through. So, just different formats.
That's awesome.
But being that it's COVID, we're getting ran out, so I guess we don't give the auctioneers our germs.
That makes sense. Yeah, no, there's a let's see what some people might be. Someone says, "Uh-oh, sadly, California won't register that truck within the next couple of years."
Yeah, probably not. They're getting harder to insure also. Not so much 2007, but the older ones like in the 90s and all of that. We've really seen, we've heard drivers tell us that they can't even afford to insure them anymore.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's craziness. And for everyone that doesn't know, this is the better half. Not Robert. And they make up Truckmiser people, so going around showing. And if you're jumping on right now and you get a chance, I actually just made a link on Facebook so that people on Facebook and some of the maybe trucker groups, they can kind of see what we're doing here, and just educating people on kind of what to look for and what to do when buying a semi truck at an auction. Now, I always have to say this, but I didn't say it earlier. All opinions and things are our own. We're not sponsored by anybody, and we're not trying to make money off of anything off of you. We're just here just to educate and just to help you out. I myself know zero, Robert, Truckmiser here. I mean, how many years experience? I keep on telling people 30 years, but are we close, Robert?
It's 30. Yeah.
It's 30 years in truck. Yeah.
He just looks young. All that good loving and living he's had.
You must be Asian. You know, I always say Asians where we look like we're 18 years old, maybe 15 until we're about 60. Then we look like 4,000. But, you know. Okay, there's a question for you that we answered earlier, but right here, Miguel asked, will be any financing involved to get one of these trucks after you guys buy them? Okay. I see your finger, Don Marie.
I'm sorry.
Robert, once we buy some of these trucks, some people might not have the full cash. Can we get them some financing?
We have plenty of financing. Due to right now, Corona, they're tightening up. They're requiring more deposit. But we still have options, and hopefully, new stimulus and whatnot, they're going to be opening up their possibilities for getting first-time buyers and whatnot easily approved. But currently, I mean, it's been a little more difficult past couple months. You know, I'm sure it's gonna change. Just like everything, it goes up and down.
Yeah, I let people know that 10% to 20% down usually can do it, guys. Let you know that most of the time people like to see 3-year CDL and 2 years in business. But we do have first-time buyer programs as well.
Just need your wife and your child and your dog to
hold
hold collateral.
So we're going to be watching, I guess, in the Dealmobile, huh?
Yeah.
Where are we walking to now, guys?
Going to the van.
All right, let's show people the van for people that haven't seen the van. If you guys are just joining, we're here with Truckmiser, 25 years of experience, has purchased over, I would say 7,000 trucks or more. And it's probably more than that. And this is the Dealmobile. I actually see the van right here. Put it up right now, the Deal Machine.
What it takes for us to keep everything in the loop.
So tell people this is there might be a confusion why someone that owns a dealership would have a Sprinter van. What is the reason for this, and is it too private to ask?
No, not at all. I tell you, I mean, my wife and I usually rent cars, fly planes, stay in hotels.
We bought trucks.
And what's that?
And we have used the big trucks.
Yeah, we've actually tried having the semis, and just run around the semi and go pick up our own equipment if I buy some trailers or whatnot. But this go around after the Corona, I've been thinking about it for a long time. Was having something that's just more personal, be able to keep all my tools, because I usually have all the tools. I got to have all my tools. I can't stand not having it, and it takes a lot of room, right?
So explain this to me. So the reason why you have the Sprinter van is you actually go yourself trying to look for deals at auctions or wherever have you, right?
Yeah. So we can go to the auction.
So I don't have to pack and unpack all the time, man. Look, for Mother's Day, I got a sink. And it's got running water. Robert did that. There's the bed. And this is something we did all ourselves. Got the floor. But you know what? Okay, so there's the inside. I know what they want to see is your tools, Robert.
You would not believe how involved it is to get this little thing set up. But we did it.
And you can sleep almost anywhere. except for certain parks at 3 in the morning.
Road for several days, but I got I bought it goes on the back of a 4-wheeler for pesticide, and so of course I bought it new. I didn't buy it used, but it's got an on-demand water pump right behind there. It pumps out 2 gallons a minute, and it's sufficient for running the sink, and also once we get the shower installed, then this will be for it as well. I've got 5,000 watt power inverter, Cobra, and that's doing the refrigerator, and
It came out of one of our trucks.
Yep, got a little frying pan, and just does a great job. I got my my battery boost pack. This will crank off the trucks right here. I probably should. Let's see. But that's the way to go, guys. I'm telling you, if you go cranking rigs or have dead trucks like I do, this thing is the bomb. It was 12 volt, 10,000 amps. And Taylor and Martin's still using the freaking lead batteries, weighing like 400 pounds, lugging that thing around. They got a generator in the back of the pickup truck just so they can crank off maybe. That thing will do it. That's the lithium for you. So and I can see it too. We're gonna go from lead to lithium batteries in these trucks. They're just way less. I assume one battery can do the job as 4, and it'll crank those big trucks up, no problem.
I'm gonna let you take over this, and I'm gonna open up the laptop too.
Okay. You there?
Yeah, I'm just. I like people to see your pretty face, so I go full screen. Some people that jump on the live screen, I'm just letting people know right now. If you are new to this live, if you're from Facebook, I appreciate you. Now, here's the thing, people. Truckmiser, Robert here has buying trucks for the last 30 years. He was a truck driver himself, and I can't believe that you've purchased over 200 units in one bid before. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's cool, huh? I like that. I wish it was 1,000, because there's 1,000 truck deals out there. But my max was 220.
220? No, that's a beautiful thing. And here's the thing that people don't understand. People think that someone that does something like this would be in Lamborghinis and this and that, and driving jets. Is that how you make money as a person that buys trucks and sells trucks? Or because I see you in the Sprinter van, I see you going out and grabbing the deals yourself. You're really like bootstrapping from the ground up. Tell me a little bit about that, Robert.
I don't know. It must be my humble nature. Guys in Lamborghinis and Ferraris doing this business, I have no idea how they're getting it done. If you're selling, I guess if you're selling 30 or 40 trucks a month, which it's possible. You go to big players, and they're doing 30 or 40 trucks a month and getting nets of $5,000 to $6,000 a pop. Sure, you can afford the Ferrari. I don't know. I can't afford the Ferrari. I use all my money to buy trucks and buy jump packs and spend my money. And then I got my little wife that I got to make sure to impress. So we got Better Homes and Garden, and I do have the swim pool, right? We built the swim pool.
Well, these people are humble, and that's what I'm getting at is if you really want to find some success in life, and I am very far from being rich because I've been poor my whole life. I'm used to seeing that kind of money. It takes a lot of hard work and grinding just to stay afloat. And I think sometimes people might see all the great things and think things about us, but they don't know the hard work that goes into going and seeing these trucks. Like you guys are living, you know, half the time in a Sprinter van to go check out these auctions and going out and doing diagnostic. So this is like real world stuff right here, guys. And if you're just joining the show, I just want to let you know that we are out here at the Taylor and Martin Speed Raceway in Fort Worth, right?
Yep.
And we're looking at the trucks today with Truckmiser with Robert and Don Marie, but the bidding's online because of the COVID. So when is the bidding starting? And, you know, I don't want to.
Right now. We're watching. You want to? We can do a flip and look at what's going on here.
Let's see if we can see this. Yeah. Let us know what people are bidding on. That's so funny. We're outside of the truck auction while people are bidding online.
Yep. Isn't that good?
And they can also go on to if they can split screen it, they can go onto the auction site, Taylor and Martin, and you can watch it. You just won't be able to bid, but you can see what the things are going for. You should be able to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
Yeah, you should be able to.
Can you, John Marie, can you put a link from the phone onto the site, or I could try to find it.
TaylorMartin.com. I don't know how to do the link now. I'm scared if we touch anything, we might lose the product.
Don't touch anything.
Look, I don't have my glasses on, so I can see colors and shapes.
Yeah, the
Now,
it's hot in here, so I was going to crank the truck.
How long usually do the bids go for when you're bidding online or in person?
How long does the bids go for?
As far as like the duration, is it like every truck is like 20 minutes?
No,
is there a countdown?
No. Talking like what? Well, I mean, this will show exactly how long it's going for. You see that 2017 Pete, 579. Here's the numbers coming in. $26,000.
26,000 for what Pete was that? The blue one?
No, it's white.
That white one right there, I see. It's going. Yeah. So far, someone's offered 26,000.
Well, yeah. So far, it's and now I mean it's already went up $34,000 right now, and but now this is an MX-13. This is a PACCAR motor. It's not Cummins, so you got a choice in these Pete's, right? And it's PACCAR or it's Cummins. That's all you get today. We used to get all the choices, any motor you wanted to put in there. So, hopefully one day that comes back.
So tell me what you think this what year? Tell me the specs on this Peterbilt. And
let's see. I don't. Maybe you got the mileage chart.
I do.
Okay, it's showing miles here though. It's 408,000 miles. 2017. Current right now is 35,750. Or sorry, 35,500. They're asking. The ask is 35,750. They did get 30. They got. It just went to 36. So I mean it's steady going. But it's barely going. But still, I mean, you know what? That's not a bad number. 2017, 36,250. And with 400,000 miles, it was a good looking truck, and it's got that little APU, kind of APU in the back. Auxiliary power unit, decent rubber, it's all matching, you know. But I don't do very, very well with these MX-13s. We've had several. I've had some really, really nice ones that I thought that we were going to do well with, and the public educated me. But so currently this thing's at 38. Are we still there, Alex?
Yep. I was just showing people a bigger picture. How much do you think that truck's worth?
2017, 579. Last year, 16. I myself, I think that truck is worth 42.
42,000.
Yeah, it just went for 38.
It sold at 38.
Yeah.
So let's put that down. 2017 Peterbilt. What was it?
579.
579.
Yeah, it's a really good model. 579 is a good model.
Just went for 38,000.
Yeah. So let's watch this one. This 2017 ProStar here. Cummins Power, 437,000 miles. I mean, really good mileage. 2017. So numbers are playing around right now at 23. Man, last year I bought this truck at 35.
At 35.
Yeah, same truck, same mileage. I think I paid 35 for it, 35. And I thought I stole it. I mean, we got a good deal. And right now, I mean, this barely a year later, it's 10,000 walk back, which isn't, that's probably not unusual. I mean, if you figure really depreciation values could be as much as about $1,000 a month on a similar year, 16, 17, 18. I mean, depreciation's numbers can be $1,000 a month unless there's just some big COVID-19 that comes around, apocalypse.
What was the specs on this International real quick again?
What's that again? Okay, what's that again now?
What was the specs on that truck again? So I could.
It's Cummins. It's ISX 450, just a standard 10C manual training. And daggum, I missed a bid, but it wasn't over 30. I didn't see what it just went for. I didn't see what it pulled. Huh. Oh, 2017, it was like somewhere, I think it was between 26 to 28 is what it actually brought. And this is another one just like it. And they didn't list the miles on this one. We got the mileage sheet here. So lot 15, I'm looking at, is showing odometer is 414, but they could not confirm it on the ACM.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, well, who knows? They probably would have said it on the audio and described what happened, what reason. But there's the miles on the picture, 414. But yeah, I wouldn't trust it. I mean, who knows what it could be. You know what, the reason why I would trust it is that you saw the other International, and it could be like a sister. If it's a VIN number sister, normally the mileages are going to be very relative.
So I mean, if we're talking about the other truck, just say that other 2007 International went for about 28,000. How much money are people saving? I mean, what are dealers probably putting that truck at, you think?
2017 International, I would think that I bet you see numbers sitting just 29 to 35, 2017. So I'm not looking at the paper and I don't know, but I mean, my speculation is 29 to 35.
So okay. if you're buying a little blindly, you could save at times, $2,000 to $5,000, right?
You can save $8,000 to $15,000. I mean, depending on who's sleeping, I'm certain that I'm certain that these numbers are going quite low because of the new way to have to bid. Most old school folks like to come to the auction and, have an auctioneer and, get in the move, get in the groove, and off we go to the races. This 2016, this Cummins 579 Pete right here, it's got almost 600,000 miles. And I mean, it's hovering at 26.5. I mean, and it's moving slow, 27.
You know what? You just brought up such a great point. For all you mother truckers right now that are great with using online, a lot of these old school bidders, online, and because of that, they're not bidding on it. And so this is definitely there. People, right?
Well, yeah, but you're always going to have a dealer. He's savvy. He's going to learn quick. You're gonna hire somebody young to do this job.
I know. I already had like 2 or 3 guys try to hire me.
29.
What's the specs on that?
It's Cummins. It's an auto speed, and it's got 598 in the miles. So I mean, it's up in the miles. That's a lot of money for this truck. 29.5. I mean, the miles are, to me, are still respectable, but truthfully, I mean, getting there up to 600,000. There's a lot of lower mileage trucks out here right now, right?
Right.
And I can't remember. I think this is a super single rubber on this truck too, man. What did I missed it? Dang gummit. I missed what it went for.
It was easier to get some young guys for you.
Yeah, 2000. Now this is a cool one, right? Dual stacked, little mid roof. Got that unibelt sleeper look. That's a nice looking rig. 579. 420,000. 414,000. And it's a standard 10 speed if I can read right and keep moving it around. 336 rears, which is still considered an overdrive. You almost carry your laptop, girl.
Get a new one for my birthday.
Uh-oh. I think the vibration of the van threw the laptop on the ground. Are we on?
That's not good.
Are we still on?
Yeah, you're still on.
Does this go to tablet mode?
Yeah.
I can see you.
Well, let's put it in a tablet mode and see what we can.
I gotta take that case and cover off.
Oh, I didn't want to have to go through all that. I'll
You'll wait a minute?
Yeah, I can do that.
Wait till it gets so boring.
I'm going to turn
Now,
this thing. Does it come over, auto rotate? Yes. No.
I have a quick question for you, Robert.
Yeah.
I don't, we don't have to be seeing your personal bids or anything like that, but how many trucks are you going to bid on today, you think?
I'm looking at 5 trucks right now. That we wanted to say. I have no idea where they're going to live at, but my major thing is really just looking and seeing what's the public thought of value currently, because it's easy to get out of touch. And as a dealer, if we're not constantly in the know on where the values are, well, we can overbid easily. So 2016, which and of course I didn't check out this truck, which I love, a 579 Cummins. We should have been looking at that one. 34.5. I'm really thinking though, currently with this pandemic in the air and the financing tightening up, and most down deposits have really, they're requesting almost double for the deposits. I think buyers are really going to be somewhere in the mid 20 neighborhood, not in the selling in the 40s, So my looks is trying to focus more on the mid-teens, upper 20s, mid-teens to mid-20 area. Those are some of our thoughts. I'm sure.
And auction prices don't necessarily set the market. It's just a guideline.
Yeah, it's just, it's really difficult to figure out what sets the market. But auctions, the black books, NADA and all that, they go from auction values, what the auction is actually pushing out. And of course, that is a good understanding as to what's happening. Let's say 33.5. I don't need that. 33.5, 2016. That's a lot of money.
Now, is there any tips for people that want to bid on these public auctions? I mean, most times, are you dealing with a lot of, are you playing against a lot of dealers that have more cash than you? That, I guess that's my question most of the time.
I think almost all the dealers have more cash than I do.
Well, than the public though, right? Like as far as, you know, someone like myself wanting to bid, a lot of times, could someone like myself win the bid, or are dealers always going to kind of win over you?
No, no. I mean, shoot, they're dying to see end users come over here to outbid the dealers. They don't, the dealers are just there. Just, I mean, that they know that the final numbers are going to come to the dealers, but if there's more end users out here purchasing, these numbers are going to go through the roof. Because just the nature of it. But and currently, right now, I think these numbers are really end user numbers. I don't think dealers are paying this much for that particular truck. That being said, though, this is dual stacked and Cummins. It could, a lot of dealers have specific customers requiring black, requiring Cummins, really preference of dual stacked out. So who knows who bought that truck? $36,000, I think, is what the 2016 went for. Man, that's high. I think it's high. 2016 680 in Cummins, great truck. And I watched this same truck 3-4 months ago at Richie's, same truck like this, and it did late 30s. And I thought, I was just floored, just thinking the truck would do like maybe a later 20 number, and it brought rain. This is 13 speed. 680's got a really nice look. Inside is just comfortable. I like the 680s. They're well designed. 454,000 on this one. And current bids are hitting at 33. And it's not dual stacked. No specials, but the motor's freaking clean. Look at that, huh?
That's a good, nice looking motor.
Yeah, it's got a little push guard in the front. That'll get you $200 maybe. 34.5.
What that truck go for?
Right now it's sitting at 34.5.
Tell us the specs one more time, and tell me what your thoughts on how much that truck might be worth.
T680, 76-inch sleeper, 13 speed with an ISX 450. So it's a horizontal exhaust. So which, I mean, most of them are coming at, as we used to call them, grass burners. And shoot, can't hardly give away a grass burner, but most everything is horizontal now. This truck is 22.5, aluminum rims, nice clean rig. Did you see what number it went for? Sitting there reading off the descriptions, and I didn't see the number. I missed it. You got me. Y'all didn't see the number either?
Oh, here we
yeah. Well, no, it was on the other one. This is going to be a similar one, 470, like 50,000, 60,000 miles more. So very similar truck. Let's see what the numbers bring. 26. It's going up quick. It's funny though, man. You can watch one of these. I mean, it'll be exact sister truck, and one will go for 36,000, and then the second one will go through, and it'll bring 29. And it'll be like not very much difference,
Yeah, no, it's pretty it's pretty interesting. So I'm almost thinking that if you go to an auction and you got about 35,000, you could probably win a truck.
Yeah, 35 grand is going to get you a really decent truck, I think. 34.
The only thing is you need the cash, right?
Yeah, just one little small problem, you know.
Well, that's the problem that I think most people have is, people don't understand. A lot of people that are buying trucks, they're buying trucks at 35,000 and then they're reselling it to you at 39,000. And so people are taking a lot of risks of their own money to try to make a little bit of money. It's a very interesting business, right?
Oh yeah, definitely interesting. It definitely keeps us on our toes. 35,250.
35,250.
35.5. So they're closing the numbers down, 250 increments.
Let me try to find the website so I can give the link for people of their own money to try to make a little bit of money. It's a very interesting business, right?
Oh yeah, definitely interesting. It definitely keeps us. 36. 36,250. 36.5. Man, she's going up there. 36,750. It's weird, and the miles on this one, it keeps hovering. It goes 473, and then it'll go to 548, and I don't know which one it is, but I mean it keeps changing. It's currently at 37,000.
What unit number is
It's lot number 23. 37,250. I mean, there's a bid more. 473.
Mhm.
And it's showing 548, and then it'll show 473.
548 is unit 22. So it's unit 22.
Okay, that's what it is. Lot 22 and 23. Yeah, they're selling them. I guess you could take one or both. They do that a lot. 37,250. It's holding. It's almost there. 37,250 sold. And so, but now lot 22, the one with 548 didn't sell. So 37,250 for 400. What was the number? 473.
Yeah, 473.
37,250. That's huge. And then, okay, so now this one's going to hover at 25,000 with 60,000 more miles. I mean, it's a sister truck. I didn't go study them. 28. 29. 29.5. 30. Rolling upward. 1.5. Are you still there? Alex?
He's getting them on the,
Oh, he's getting them on there.
he's getting them on the auction site. So they can see.
There's been updates on this one. 2016 W9 with 402, and it's currently 37,000. Is unless there's some issue that I'm not aware of, that was a really good price. These Western Stars, I think, are cool. I don't know much about them. $300,000-mile trucks.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if a lot of people jump on to the actual bidding, they won't be able to watch our live, but they could jump onto that too.
Sure.
Let me see. Let me try to jump onto this. Let's see real quick. Mid.
And 315,000 miles on this 16 Western Star, man. I love these Western Stars. They're usually heavier trucks. They don't have quite the popularity, but I think they're a very well built rig. This one's bringing 41,000. It's got a beastly look, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. I sent the full link to people at taylormartin.com. You could jump on there, but I think you need to register, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's free to register, so you can check out the online biddings. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back, Robert.
Okay, man. 2016 Cascadia, 678,000 miles. And this is a good one to learn by. 678, currently bringing 19. And just hit 20. It's a manual transmission, DD15. Sorry, no, Cummins ISX. It's 21, 22. It's 400 horsepower, which is, what else? 677 is 678,000. Hey, good morning. Yeah. You're live. You're on it. Pink. You're live. You're on. Yeah, well, yeah, I thought it was too. I thought that truck was going to bring a little bit more, but I didn't really. I saw it this morning. Battery box was off of it. I did turn the key on. I was going to crank it, and then I don't know. We got off into another tangent, but I figured it was going to go for a lot more money than that as well. Yes. Right. There it is. Yeah, you're live. Yeah, you're live, so you can definitely help.
You can help us, Ben. How many trucks have you bought?
Yeah, they wanted to know how many trucks that we purchased over the years, you know. And I'm over 1,000.
You're so humble.
Yeah, very humble. Hey.
Hey.
Wow. Yeah, he's got me beat. 1975. Oh, Papa Bear.
You were out of diapers.
I was still in diapers. Yeah. It's a 630,000 miles. It's bringing 30, and I mean, it's missing the side fairing over there. Look. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Still, I mean, still though, that's really high numbers, right? I mean, look at this one. I mean, the whole grill's missing. I saw a couple that were Yep. I mean, this one's reading out 650,000. Oh, so it's 304 to 658. Is that right? The mileage list. 27 to 48. Yep. So obviously, about 35. That's a 304 miles.
Who's on live with you?
304,000 brought 35. So that's good to know. I mean, yeah. $40,000 truck. Yeah, definitely. Alex, we got Ben on the line.
Hey, man.
We got Papa Daddy.
Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben. Sugar Daddy.
Is Uncle Ben doing a question or are you just looking at it?
He can hear you. I think he can hear you. Alex?
I just hear a lot of static.
Oh, you only hear static?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's not good. Okay. Sounds good, buddy. Okay. See ya. Okay, Alex. Is that better?
What was that? Yeah.
Huh. Now I took you off of speaker again. Yeah. Well, I can hear you, but it's just like it's didn't speaker. All right. So, yeah, that's Cascadia's. I mean, we got very similar trucks, with 500,000 miles.
I'm seeing if there's a place that we could show the desktop. There's a big glare on it, but I don't know. I don't think there is already.
I don't know what to do. I mean, probably. Let's see what we can do here.
There you go.
Is that better?
You're probably almost over here.
Yeah,
yeah,
let's see if I can sit over that way and get the sun out. That glare probably does get on people's nerves.
No, well, people are just jumping on and off just to show support.
And of course, my phone wants to. Still got glass. Yeah, probably. I need a battery charger to keep this thing going, man. No. Let's see. That's better. How about that?
That's perfect.
Cool. All right.
And then we can.
Well, the video chews some battery up. There we go. Now,
Well, we're just playing around for people that don't know. So for people that are jumping on the live, just a lot of people will be jumping on and off. That's what kind of people do on these lives. We're just letting you know that we're here with Truckmiser, with Robert and Don Marie. We're actually at the location of the auction at the Taylor Martin in Fort Worth, Texas, at the Speed Raceway. But because of COVID and all these things going on, they're actually in the parking lot looking at the bids.
Let's see. How's that? Is this still good video here?
No, that's good.
Okay. Of course. Let's see.
See, that'd be pretty cool. If we show the truck, maybe give the specs of the truck and what you think they'll go for, and then what they actually go for. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So this lot 27 right now, it's a 485,000, and they don't show the pictures all the way around, and so you don't really know unless you went to go inspect. But a lot of those grills and side fairings and everything else, their parts were missing. They're showing right here known emission issues. That could be just any amount, right? But
right.
The bidding here going, that current truck is getting bid out at 27.5. And now, of course, I don't know. What was the miles on this one again? Number lot 27.
Otis Smith says, Robert, he says, hi, the best show on YouTube, the Asian My Show. You're helping me out, Robert.
Cool, brother.
Giving us some good content. If you guys are just jumping on the show, we're here with Truckmiser, Robert and Don Marie, professional truck buyers, dealer, looking at trucks and hopefully do some bids today. And if you guys have any questions about buying your first truck or maybe buying a truck from an auction, definitely ask away. Be a great opportunity.
See what we got here. 33. 600. Okay, so this is 620,000 miles. I didn't inspect any of these, truthfully. I just
well, you're only going to inspect the ones that you're thinking about bidding on, right? That'd make the most sense.
Yeah, I mean, 180 trucks. You're sitting there going down the list, and you're like, how much of the day you got to spend on them, right?
And with that said, Robert, real quick, Otis Smith is actually live from UK, England, cool. Wolverhampton. So shout out to the UK.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I know they're buying our trucks over there. You just got to convert the driver to the passenger side steering wheel.
I love it. I love it.
That's
social media though, when you get people like Otis Smith from UK, how cool is that?
Yeah, that's awesome. How you doing, Otis? Lot 48.
So since the bidding and the auctions are going on now, does that mean that people can't go and look at the trucks anymore? Is that correct?
Yeah, they kicked us out of the yard. We were probably the last ones out. Security guard. They're pretty they're real tight. That's a trip. I figured at least they'd let you sit there and look at the trucks while the online bidding is going on. That would
that'd be awesome.
Who knows why anyone's coming up with the rules they do? make us all wear masks and stand 6 foot away from one another. Yeah, I don't know. Did that one just sell? I missed it again. Well, lot 40. Lot 40 is it says 488,000. But you know, I mean, they're all very relative looking. What you can see there, white in color, decent aluminums, and 129,000. And the lot 45, 501. Lot 46, 630. Huh. Why are we changing up the lot numbers like this? So I guess what the way this goes is the current bid is going to whoever bids the highest gets to pick between whatever lot numbers we got here, lot 27 through 48. And so in the end, you know what's going to happen is the highest mileage is going to go for the least price. 658. It's going to be the high mileage, and obviously a 300,000 to a 600,000 is going to be huge differences. And it'll be interesting to see what the 600,000 brings. Yeah, well, especially when it comes to max force, man. You know, you can get 150, 200,000 mile max force and pay. You'll pay more money for that truck, but it'll be broke down. I mean, that was the problematic one, and the one with 500,000, they didn't have as many issues with. Go figure, right?
No, yeah, no, that's craziness.
28 and a half. This is getting probably a little tedious with these trucks, but it would be nice to see some others come through. Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's of course the sales tax.
Right.
And then there's other hidden fees, you know, just this fee, that fee, because you were here fee, because you were online fee, because I don't think there's a fee for being online. I'm just making it happen. But you know, those different percentages. And then to bring them through each state, you've got to pay for the permits to get them to where they're going because they're not registered yet.
Sure. Yeah.
And so a lot of hidden costs there.
That's true. Yeah, with our dealership, we can give them temporary permits, temporary tags to at least transport. Definitely in transport inside the state of Texas with our tags, you can haul loads with. But I don't know about going outside of state lines.
Hey, Robert, Otis asked, don't you bid for the Kenworth, or which ones are you bidding on today? Just the...
Well, yeah, we're looking to bid. We're looking to bid some Max. There's one Volvo that I've got interest on, but normally I don't look for the hoods in at this auction because majority of the end users are just willing to pay a lot more than what I think that they're valued at. So we don't normally get a whole lot of hoods in these auctions. Normally you'll find deals like there's hidden. They're trucks that look like they're a problem child, but they're really not. And so we'll find a deal through that. But the hoods, man, and of course that W9 went pretty cheap. That black one that we watched. I mean, I thought it was going to bring like upper 40s, maybe even early 50. And I think it did 41.
Someone asked a good question. How much is the auction fee when you win the bid?
I don't know what all the applicable fees are for an end user. It's on their website on Taylor & Martin. They'll just break it down for you. For dealers, for us, I mean, we have a premium that we do have to pay. But
I'm sure they're going to tax you more for being an end user.
Well, yeah, end user, you have to pay the sales tax there. And so obviously I don't pay sales tax until I sell the truck.
Oh, that's something great to bring up, Robert. So when you're an end user meaning, just a normal person buying the truck at the auction, you're going to have to pay the sales tax and everything out the door, correct?
Yeah. They have a whole laundry list of fees for you to have to consider when you're purchasing this thing.
Right. Because, they're not doing this auction for free. They're trying to make their money, right?
Well, some auctions don't have any fees. Some auctions do. It's according to where you're going. This is probably one of the favored auctions. I think that they really get choice trucks. They do a really well. They do a really good job on auctioning their equipment. And but they're proud to charge. So they have to charge. They got to make money like everybody else.
Yeah, Otis asked, in your own opinion, do you think Mack is a reliable truck? He thinks Volvos are decent.
Yeah, and if you think Volvo's decent, pretty much Mack is Volvo. Cosmetically, and there's is the major difference, right? But until you start getting into heavier specs applications, there's very little difference between the Mack and the Volvo. The motor trans are the same. There's just a name difference. That's it. As far as I'm aware of. I might be schooled by somebody else more on that, but to me, Mack used to be only itself. It was, but they got bought out. Europeans own us.
Not hear that, brother. I'm trying to see when some of the bids are going to come up for yours.
In the 40s, and we are bidding on 110, 111, 114, 169, and 182. So y'all got a little while.
So nobody bid on those, okay? Make sure everybody knows. Hey, stay away from those lot numbers.
Well, yeah. Well, I think overall, Robert, I think we got a lot of education today. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I've had fun.
Well, I think we've been on for a couple hours.
Wow.
We could jump off and then, people, if you get an opportunity, watch on replay. Thank you for all the people that jumped on today. And, if you have any questions about auctions or how to buy semi trucks, or if you want to buy one of our semi trucks, whatever it is, we're here to help you. So.
Well, it was fun, and I think we don't want to bore you guys too much more. It's going to be just.
Oh no, people jump in and out. Truck drivers are truck drivers. They're on the road. They're all trying to watch these bids up close while driving, which is dangerous.
No, that's not right. You boys don't be doing that crap.
But
Yeah,
Joe Todd said, look, he goes, damn, peace to both of you. And that's the thing is, that's why we do these lives. It's for educational reasons, man. Here's the thing that I know for sure, Robert. When you're not looking to buy a truck, or you're not looking to save money or get education on it, it means nothing to you. But when the guy that watches this replay video says, hey, I do have some cash on me and I would like to save $5,000 to $10,000, $15,000. At least now they know a little bit about what to get into, you know. And, you know, to wrap this up, you know, we talked about it. You need to go there and definitely have some kind of ECM reader, J Pro or something. You know what I mean? To
I'd
make sure you
recommend
read
it.
this stuff,
I mean,
right?
hey, look, there's a lot of buyers out there that do not. I mean, they're out there just cranking the truck up, and I mean, if there's no check engine light, that means that, hey, it's a good truck, and that could be the worst move you made. I've made it. I made it 1,000 times. I mean, no check engine light. As soon as it freaking hits my yard, man, the check engine light comes on, and I can't sell it.
10% surge premium. Look at that, number 37. That's what Ben was pointing out.
Yeah. 10%. Yeah. But how? Anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good. You're good. But no, what I'll end up doing too is I'll turn this 2-hour video into a 5-minute video as well.
Cool.
And so, you know, people can, you know, check it out and from this, learn a little bit, educate yourself a little bit more, and we'll be making more videos. Any last thoughts?
That's it, buddy. It's good to have him.
No, I appreciate you, brother.
Anybody else on the line and got a question?
Yeah, let's see. We'll open up the lines for a little bit just to see if anyone else has a question. I want to say something about this. T Hill says, we texted you, no response. I apologize if I didn't respond yet, but go ahead and text me again at 786-353-5674. That's my number. You guys can reach me at if you guys need to get in touch with Truckmiser or anything like that. I will be here to tell you I do get about 200 texts a day and about 80 emails. So I do apologize to anyone that if I don't reach you back, I promise all day long, all I'm doing is trying my best to respond back to people. And so I'm going to be looking out for your text, T Hill. So, you know, I apologize about that. But yeah, it's crazy, you know, but I enjoy it. You know, that's why Robert and I, we do this. We do this to educate people where we can. I mean, I have very minimal experience in buying trucks, but I'm smart enough to know to partner up with someone that does, right?
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Alex. Thank you so much, and we're having a good time, man.
No, awesome, brother. Yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one. Anytime we got any deals, we'll shoot it and we'll let people know, and we'll be as transparent as possible just to let people know what they're really getting into, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. We got some different truck deals that we're going to be touring around on. I've got a full couple weeks in front of me, so stay tuned.
All right.
Take care.